All right, it's the morning of day 4. Last night was the first night I pitched the tent. Stayed there with one other guy. You saw the Trail Magic, or Fresh Ground is that guy's name. And he has moved over here to the next gap. So I got about almost 4 miles and should be able to get some breakfast from him. And then I got a ride picking me up at 12 there at Woody Gap, and gonna have my first night of getting everything cleaned back up, ready to go out again. Thursday's supposed to be really rainy, so most everybody's getting off trail. And obviously you're gonna have to hike in the rain, but this is supposed to be a pretty substantial storm. And so everybody's hiking their own hike, but I think a lot of people are getting off. So that's what's going on right now. All right, so made it to Woody Gap, and as promised, Fresh Ground is set up this morning. I'm gonna see if I can get a chance to talk to him a little bit. He can tell you all about what he does, but so this is all I'm doing today. Got a ride coming at 12, and gonna go into town. So let's go see if we can talk to Fresh Ground here. All right, so this is the famous Fresh Ground.
Just Fresh Ground.
Just Fresh Ground. Well, he is famous, but anyway. So, so you got all this set up. What is your mission? Why do you do this, and what's it all about?
So the goal is when hikers come in, it's unlimited. They can eat all they want. It's free. It costs them a dime. All they want to eat, all they want to tote out of here.
Okay.
And
Wow.
hikers get hiker food, and they go into town and get fast food. So we try to cook home-style meals.
Well,
Just
that's
me,
awesome.
I say we, but the donors keep this going, and I love being out here doing it.
So like you got pancakes and eggs. I just had a plate and some
Eggs,
bacon
cheese,
and
butter. I'm getting ready to do sausage.
Yeah.
And then we had what else? We had coffee.
yeah,
tea, cocoa.
absolutely. That's awesome.
We got a cooler over there with some juices in there. We got Gatorade. There's cookies, there's chips, there's cakes, apples, oranges, bananas.
Yeah.
So it's a good spread.
That's awesome. Well, how long you been doing this?
Since 2013, and my goal is to stay out at least 4 months with the Novo season, from middle of February to middle of June, and then we'll probably come out in the fall for like 3.5 months with the Sobos.
Very cool. Now, if somebody wants to contribute to what you're doing, what do they do?
Go to Instagram on the bio, look under my bio, the links are there, and go with the Facebook and look under the About tab.
Okay, and what's the name of that?
Fresh Ground Leapfrog Cafe.
Got it. All right. Thank you, brother. All right, back on trail this morning. It's actually Friday morning. So I missed my Waffle House breakfast with my boys back in Warner Robins. But anyway, I took yesterday off with some friends and family. We thought the rain was going to be horrible, but it ended up being okay. But wanted to, let you know a little bit. In every 3 or 4 days you get to a town. The Appalachian Trail is, it's almost become a pretty, industrious little deal, because you got bed and breakfast, you have people that just run shuttles, you have shuttles that run from hostels. So you get to a road crossing and, it's advantageous to them to come pick you up and take you back, and you stay at their place, and some of them feed you meals. And so I took yesterday what we call a zero, which means I got 0 miles down the trail, and then the day before that was a Nero. So I'm still only on about mile 21 right this second. And somebody asked about the date. It is February, I think 18th now. And so anyway, that's what's going on today. Real windy, foggy, as you can see, but just making it down the trail. Hope everybody's having a great day. All right, so made it at the top of this mountain. Now, for most people, this is not a big deal, but for a Georgia boy like me, check this out. Look at there, got a little sleet. It's just blowing through the wind. Like I said, for a Georgia boy like me, that's something. We'd be buying out all the bread in the stores. All right, so it's about midday. It's really windy, and especially on one side of the mountain. So I tried to come down the hill a little bit and get out of the wind. But heading up to Blood Mountain, and it'll be interesting. You'll like that. It's I cabin that was made back in the 30s. I'll explain a little bit of that, but I just want to thank Chuck and Angela and Caroline and everybody. It was good to see everyone. Now Caroline, or Miss Millwood, she tells me that her class is watching, and so I hope you're learning something. And she was mentioning that at least in 3rd grade standards in Georgia, they talk about the Appalachian Mountains and whatnot. So if you're a teacher or you know an educator, shoot, send me some stuff in the comments, and if there's something that I can show or make a little relevant, I'll be glad to do that. I think, you know, as an old teacher, you know, you can say stuff 1,000 times, but then when somebody else says it, that sticks a little bit. So try to do everything we can. So if there's something that you're studying or something that you see, or I'll be glad to do that. So anyway, I got about I think only a little over a mile to get to Blood Mountain, the actual summit. But so I'll show you up there what's going on. All right, so made it to Blood Mountain, and this shelter is a little bit different. This is actually an old cabin. I'll show you outside in a second. I was just kind of getting out of the wind, but there's 2 rooms. There's a little, tell you what, let me turn this around so you can see this. All right, so there's a front room with a fireplace. Well, you could tell, used to be a fireplace. It's stoned in, so no more fires up in here. And then here's a back room. But this is, you can see the stonework. And what's kind of cool to me about this is actually the highest point on the Appalachian Trail, Blood Mountain, which is a few feet less than Brasstown Bald, which is the highest mountain in Georgia. I said highest mountain on the Appalachian Trail. Highest mountain on the Appalachian Trail in Georgia. We won't be to the highest point on the AT for a few more days. But anyway, this was built by the CCC back in the 30s. That's when not to get too much in the weeds, but Roosevelt was trying to get the country out of the Depression and started some work projects and got people to work, and did a lot of state park work, a lot of, you know, Hoover Dam, that kind of stuff was all built by the CCC. And this cabin was built by the CCC back in the 30s. So glad to be here. Wasn't planning on getting this far, but I think I'm going to keep going. So tell you what, walk with you up here. See what we got here. There we go. You can see some frost on the mountains. Pictures and videos never do it justice, but pretty awesome. All right, so this is like mile 31 or something like that. Very cool. So here's the front. So this is a prime example of, there's really not a lot of trees coming down from Blood Mountain, a lot of rocks, and so they just have the blazes painted right onto the rock. And so you have to follow them. Still looks like they're probably going to come and put a fresh coat, but that's how you have to, you know, just keep your eye out for those blazes. Hey, I apologize for the wind noise. See the shoes and the boots up in the tree? This is a big place where some people hiking may say, hey, this AT just is not quite for me. So tradition is you throw your shoe up in the tree. I've never seen anybody throw it, but somebody's throwing some shoes. All right, I am walking on the Appalachian Trail right now. And how do I know that? Because if you look to the left of the breezeway, you see them, you know what those mean. So this is my first kind of official resupply, which is where I just got to replenish all my food. And so I'm at this Neel's Gap, which many of you, if you've been to North Georgia, up around here, you may have come. There's a little area that has a lot of, you know, touristy stuff with the shirts and the, you know, trinkets you can take home. But then in this back area is all this resupply, whether it's dehydrated food or, you know, just a little bit of everything. Anything a hiker would need. Now, I'm sure they price it a little bit more, but anyway, all kind of supplies. And then back here, boy, they have bags, sleeping bags, backpacks, all kind of stuff. So anyway, it's really a nice thing. And the trail, if you saw in that video, it went straight through underneath the building. So AT literally goes right through here. So it's a prime location. All right, well, I've had a pretty good day. Made good many more miles than I thought. And I'm actually doing a little, what I call champagning, where, but I'm taking advantage. I got over Blood Mountain, and they have these Blood Mountain cabins. And I got the last cabin at the hiker rate. So I was really thankful for that. But I mean, this place is huge. You could sleep like 4 or 5 people easy. But anyway, and that's one thing that's neat is like I was mentioning earlier, as you go up the trail, there's bed and breakfast that'll shuttle people back and forth from the trail and all kind of stuff. So I'm going to sleep well in a bed. It's supposed to get pretty cold out tonight, and but I figure I might as well take advantage of it while I can. So that's the day. That's kind of a wrap for the day. I'll share with you some stuff tomorrow about my gear. I did swap up some gear, and I've been really pleased with it. And so I look forward to telling you all about that.